Hey, welcome back to my channel Iraqidinar news update. Here's gold is the real money, and the world knows it while the mainstream media distracts the public with nonsense. The real financial war is happening behind the scenes. Central banks around the world are dumping fiat currency and hoarding gold at an unprecedented rate. This is not speculation, it is happening now. The rise in gold prices signals the collapse of fiat, as gold source currencies must follow or be left worthless. Nations are securing their reserves in gold, preparing for the reset. This is why gold purchases by central banks are at record highs. Iraq now ranks 7th in the Arab world and 29th globally in gold reserves. They are positioning themselves for what comes next. The shift to gold-backed value is not a sudden flip, it's a strategic realignment. This is the death of the fiat dollar dominance and the acceleration of the gold-backed financial revolution. The numbers don't lie. The world is rejecting fake money and returning to real value. RVGCR, the currency reset, is underway. The global currency reset is not a theory, it is unfolding in real time. The true switch for currency revaluation is gold's rise, not a sudden overnight event. Gold prices dictate the stability of currency values. Fiat cannot survive in a world returning to real money. Nations preparing for the reset are securing gold, moving away from dollar dependency. This is not speculation. The dinos are already falling. The moment fiat collapses, those holding real assets, gold, silver, commodities, will be the new financial elite. The Federal Reserve is out of time. Fiat money is dying, and the shift to hard assets is unstoppable. Trump and the future of money, the financial landscape is shifting, and powerful forces are driving this transition. Trump has long understood the importance of sound money. His administration explored bringing back the gold standard, and with fiat crumbling, that vision is closer than ever. Elon Musk is spearheading the next evolution of financial independence. With cryptocurrency, decentralized banking, and real asset-backed systems, the monopoly of central banks is being shattered. Blockchain technology is revolutionizing finance, making it impossible for governments to manipulate currencies like they did with fiat. The old system was built on deception. The new system will be built on accountability, transparency, and real value. The era of central bank slavery is over. What happens next? Prepare for the financial revolution. The collapse of the fiat system is not a possibility, it is a certainty. The only question is, are you prepared? Gold will continue to rise, surpassing historic highs. The dollar will weaken as nations shift to gold-backed systems. Central banks will lose power as decentralized finance takes over. Those who rely on fiat will be left behind. Those holding gold and silver will thrive. The old system is dying. The new financial order is already being built. Taunan kala sefars fakta te sisio intebatawayan siar palmastas tuari. Even under such harassment, these contractors want into Iraq so bad and are willing to put up with it. They know the money to be made. EPIQR demands security guarantees and transparent payments to resume Kurdistan's oil exports, stressing 1-month losses. While welcoming Baghdad Erbil talks, firms await written deals to unlock stalled 400M investments and boost Iraq's energy sector recovery. Amid ongoing disruptions in oil exports from the Kurdistan region and a recent attack on a private oil facility called Miles B. Kaginzithu, spokesperson for the Association of the Petroleum Industry of Kurdistan, APIQR, reaffirmed the consortium's commitment to Iraq, but stressed the need for protection, transparency, and swift action by the Iraqi and Kurdish authorities. Speaking in an exclusive interview with Kurdistan 24 called, Kagins denounced the recent assault on a private oil production facility, calling for immediate accountability. We want the perpetrators to be caught, and as the government of Iraq has said, we want them to be punished swiftly and severely, he stated. He emphasized that APIQR member companies operate as private entities, and it is the responsibility of the Iraqi federal and Kurdistan regional governments, KRG, to ensure their safety. Trust in Iraqi investigative process, but security concerns persist, referring to statements made by Iraqi Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani. Kagins noted, "We trust that he will have his team do a quick and detailed investigation." He added that the unique nature of Iraq's security environment often results in contradictions. On one, you can have an attack in the morning and a deal signed in the afternoon. He dismissed any suggestion that the Iraqi government was behind the attack, but warned of destabilizing actors. Some group is doing evil while there are arrangements for new oil deals that are happening between HKN and the Central Federal Government of Iraq, risk assessment and continued investment amid political volatility. APIQR, comprising 8 member companies including HKN, has collectively invested over $10 billion in the Kurdistan region since February 2005 at the height of Iraq's civil war. Our companies have remained committed through the threats of ISIS, Kagan said, while acknowledging that each company must independently assess risks daily. He cautioned that attacks like the recent one are dangerous and disruptive, which may prompt companies to temporarily halt operations while reassessing their security posture. Still, he stressed there's risk and then there's also reward, stalled exports and financial transparency. APUIQR's demands the prolonged closure of the Iraq-Turkey pipeline, now over 2 years, has cost all stakeholders an estimated $1 billion per month. Kagan's revealed that on July 12, APUIQR met with KRG and federal officials to present conditions for resuming exports. Chief among them is a transparent payment mechanism that addresses outstanding dues. We need to have transparency for how we will receive payments, he said, advocating for either direct cash or in-kind payments via barrels of oil facilitated by SOM. We want paper, we want signatures, we want stamps, Kagan asserted, underlining the need for contractual guarantees. APUIQR has also proposed an escrow system through an international bank independent of Iraq's financial institutions to secure payments. International price advantage and revenue potential. Kagan emphasized the economic urgency of restoring international sales. The oil that is sold on the international market is around $7 per barrel, and the oil that is sold locally is only about 30 $. He underscored that resumed exports would generate more state revenue, enabling Baghdad to address salary arrears and invest in infrastructure. We believe that our business of producing and selling oil should not be caught into the budget disputes between Erbil and Baghdad, he added. Pipeline reopening. A test of political will. Kagan highlighted recent Iraqi and Kurdish statements as signs of progress. Prime Minister Soudani, in a recent meeting with the US Embassy and HKN representatives, expressed renewed intent to reopen the Iraq-Turkey pipeline. We have seen many statements. Now we want to see proposals for written agreements, said Kagan. He urged all parties to remain at the table and finalize a solution that benefits all Iraqis. APUIQR, he added, is optimistic that a resolution may come in the coming weeks. Cooperation with international stakeholders and consultant oversight. APUIQR member companies have engaged with the US and British governments, pressing for a pipeline reopening. We want to attract more foreign investors, said Kagan, who affirmed that once agreements are signed, exports can resume within days. APUIQR supports the involvement of an independent consultant to audit production and costs. Our companies will fully cooperate. We insist that the calculations are made with the sanctity of our contracts, he said, noting that Iraq's federal courts and Ministry of Oil have affirmed the legitimacy of these contracts, accepting Article 100, the path to implementation according to Kagan's. APUIQR member companies accept Article 12 of Iraq's federal budget law and have submitted oil export principles accordingly. The group awaits written contracts to activate implementation. Production is different at each field. What's important is that our companies agree and accept the budget law, he explained. Investment freeze and future outlook. Since the pipeline shut down, companies have had to pause $400 million in planned investments. Once operational, each company will reevaluate new ventures, including drilling and increasing capacity. Kagan stressed that APUIQR supports Iraq's goal of increasing exports from 4 million to 6 million barrels per day within 3 years. We want to increase the amount of oil that our companies are able to produce and export that oil to international markets, he said. Resolve cooperation and economic recovery. Kagan concluded with a call for unity and urgency. The government's actions in the past week have shown a new level of seriousness. He said elected officials now recognize the need to resume exports to fund salaries and public services. And if you have money to pay, you need to make more money. And a good way to do that is sell oil internationally.